Let's talk about the two happiest days of owning a BMW, the day you buy it and the day you finally understand what condition-based service actually means for your bank account. If you've never owned one, you've definitely heard the joke, broke my wallet, bring more wallet, the turn signal thing. Every single BMW joke that exists is unfortunately rooted in one very specific, very real financial pattern. And today, we're going to explain exactly how that pattern works, because it's genuinely one of the funniest and most predictable stories in car ownership. Here's the setup, and it's a real one. BMW gives you 3 years of completely free scheduled maintenance when you buy new. Free oil changes, free brake pads. You feel like you're dating the coolest, most generous person you've ever met. Then, almost to the day that free maintenance runs out, the honeymoon ends, and BMW, I promise I'm not making this up, was so aware this was a problem that in March of 2026, they literally launched a new program specifically to stop owners from fleeing to independent shops the second the free stuff disappears. Think about that. The company had to build an entire retention program to fight its own reputation. That's not a joke I made up for this video. That's a real business decision BMW made because enough people were doing the exact same thing at the exact same moment, getting the bill and running. So this video is about that pattern, the honeymoon, the ghosting, and the very real math underneath both of them. Because once you understand the shape of this relationship, every BMW joke you've ever heard stops being a stereotype and starts being a spreadsheet. Before we get into it, if you're new here, this is the channel where we take apart the real economics behind things people dream about owning. So hit like and subscribe because I promise this one has more jokes and more receipts than usual.
Here's the idea that explains literally every meme about this brand at once. A BMW purchase isn't really structured like buying a car. It's structured like the beginning of a relationship that's designed to feel incredible for exactly as long as it's free and then quietly renegotiate the terms the moment real money starts changing hands. For the first 3 years, or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first, BMW's Ultimate Care program covers your scheduled maintenance completely. Oil changes, brake pads, wiper blades, free. This is the part of the relationship where they're texting you good morning, remembering your coffee order, generally being the most attentive partner you've ever had. And then, right on schedule, the free maintenance ends. And this is the part where, historically, a lot of BMW owners have discovered the relationship's true personality. Real annual maintenance costs for BMWs once you're paying out of pocket land somewhere between $500 and $2,000 a year depending on the model, and repair costs, the unplanned stuff, not the routine stuff, run meaningfully higher than mainstream brands. It's not a scam, it's just that the free period was never really free. It was a really well-designed first date.
You've probably heard someone joke about the BMW tax. Here's what that phrase is actually describing, because it's a real documented thing with a real number attached to it, and it gets funnier the more specific it gets. Industry service guides now openly use the phrase the M tax to describe the markup on parts for M-badged performance models, typically 30 to 50% above what the equivalent part costs on a regular BMW, because the lightweight, high-strength materials needed for track-level performance don't come cheap just because the badge is small. That's not an owner's exaggeration. That's the literal industry standard term for it now. Somewhere, a BMW parts department employee typed the words M tax into an official pricing document with a completely straight face, and that should tell you everything. And here's the detail that genuinely surprises people who haven't seen the real numbers. On several current BMW models, insurance alone costs more over 5 years than the car actually loses in depreciation. On a current 7 Series, for example, published 5-year cost breakdowns show insurance running higher than $25,000, more than the car's own depreciation over that same period. You read that correctly. The thing quietly costing you the most money isn't the part that everyone warns you about. It's the part nobody even thinks to ask about until the renewal notice shows up. Before the deeper numbers make sense, understand that a BMW is not one financial personality. It's at least 2 completely different relationships wearing the same badge, and figuring out which one you're actually dating matters enormously.
The 3 Series has a genuine reputation, backed by real data, as one of the most reliable BMWs ever built, annual maintenance running under $800, 5-year totals landing under $5,000, and 10-year totals staying comfortably under $15,000. The 5 Series, especially with the B58 6-cylinder engine, currently gets singled out by service guides as one of the most dependable luxury sedan engines you can buy at any price, which is a genuinely funny plot twist for a brand whose reputation is built almost entirely on unreliability jokes. These are the BMWs your mechanic actually likes seeing pull into the shop. Then there's the other relationship entirely. The larger, more electronics-heavy models, the 7 Series, the 8 Series, the electric i7, the bigger SUVs, carry meaningfully higher 5-year costs driven by insurance, complexity, and repair bills that scale with how many screens, sensors, and adaptive systems are packed into the car. The i7 specifically lands in the worst cost-to-own tier tracked for its entire luxury category. Same 3-pointed star on the hood, wildly different relationship depending entirely on which one you actually said yes to. There's also a generational plot twist worth knowing, because even within the same nameplate, reliable can flip depending on exactly which model year you're looking at. Older 5 Series generations had real documented electronics headaches, particularly around the infotainment system, the kind of issue that generates its own dedicated forum threads full of people describing the same glitch in increasingly creative language. The current generation has largely ironed that out. It's the automotive version of dating someone with a genuinely different personality than they had 5 years ago. Same name, same badge, and if you don't check which specific version you're getting involved with, you might be signing up for the moody X instead of the emotionally mature current release.
Here's where the joke about the second happiest day being the day you sell it gets genuinely useful, because the depreciation curve on a BMW is real, it's fast, and it's exactly why so many smart buyers skip new entirely. A BMW typically loses around 20% of its value in the very first year alone, then settles into a steadier 10 to 15% annual decline after that, landing most models around 50% of their original value by year 5. A $50,000 BMW can realistically be worth $25,000 to $30,000 5 years later, while a comparable Lexus might still be sitting closer to $30,000, a real, measurable gap of several $1,000s that has nothing to do with maintenance at all. That gap is precisely why the used BMW market is so busy. Someone else already paid full price for the honeymoon. You get to show up for the stable, low-drama part of the relationship at a real discount, often with some of that free maintenance period still intact if you buy young enough.
Here's a detail that explains a lot about BMW ownership culture specifically, and it's a genuinely funny piece of context once you know it. A meaningful share of BMW owners don't actually own the car at all. They lease it, and the terms of that lease conveniently line up with exactly the good part of the relationship we've been describing. BMW's own complimentary maintenance window runs almost precisely as long as a typical 3-year lease term, which is not a coincidence, it's the whole business model. You drive the car through its best, most generous years, hand back the keys right before the free maintenance and the warranty both quietly expire, and drive away in a brand new one before anything expensive has a chance to happen to you. It's the automotive equivalent of never letting a relationship get past the still on your best behavior phase. You never see the ex who got weird about money because you dumped the car before it had the chance to get weird. Financially, it's actually one of the more disciplined ways to enjoy this brand. You're explicitly paying for the honeymoon and declining to stick around for what comes after, which, once you say it out loud, is a genuinely reasonable strategy. The people who get caught off guard aren't the leasers, it's the buyers who financed the car thinking they'd keep it a decade, and only find out the honeymoon had an expiration date once the invoice arrives. Take a mid-size BMW SUV purchased new at a realistic price around $78,000 and follow it forward using the industry's own published cost breakdowns. Depreciation alone accounts for roughly $42,000 of value lost over 5 years. Add insurance, running north of $22,000 across the period, genuinely one of the largest line items on the whole sheet, plus fuel, financing, routine maintenance and repairs, and total out-of-pocket costs land around $51,000 on top of that. All in, 5-year cost of ownership, somewhere around $93,000 on a car that started at $78,000. Push up to a full-size luxury sedan and the numbers get rougher. Insurance alone can clear $25,000 over 5 years. Total cost of ownership landing over $120,000 on a car that started around $100,000. The car isn't just losing value, it's actively costing you more than it lost.
Same badge, two very different relationship outcomes depending on how self-aware you were going in. The bad outcome: you finance a fully loaded new model at the top of your budget, ride the free maintenance high for 3 blissful years, and then get hit with the first out-of-warranty repair bill like an ex you didn't see coming back into your life. You didn't budget for it because the first 3 years trained you not to expect it. You're now Googling, "Why is my BMW so expensive at 11 at night?" which statistically is a very well-traveled search query. The good outcome: you buy a 3 to 5-year-old 3 Series or 5 Series with the B58 engine, the reliable ones, the ones your mechanic actually likes, at a price that's already absorbed the worst of the depreciation curve, sometimes with real maintenance coverage still attached. You know the M tax exists, and you either avoid M models entirely or budget for it honestly from day one. You treat the relationship for what it actually is instead of what the first 3 years made it feel like. Same 3-pointed star, completely different 5-year story, and the difference was never really about luck. None of this makes buying a BMW irrational, and it would be dishonest to pretend the whole appeal is just marketing, because there's a real reason the ultimate driving machine isn't just a slogan people roll their eyes at. The driving experience is genuinely measurably different from most of the competition. More responsive steering, a more connected, more alive feeling behind the wheel, the kind of thing that's hard to fully explain to someone who's only ever driven an appliance. For a buyer who's mechanically inclined or who has a trusted independent mechanic instead of relying on dealer-only service, a lot of the scarier numbers in this video shrink considerably because labor cost is a huge share of what makes BMW ownership expensive, and labor cost is exactly the part you can shop around on. This isn't an irrational relationship, it's just one that rewards people who go in with their eyes open instead of getting swept up in the first 3 free years. So, is a BMW worth owning? Genuinely, for a lot of people, yes, but only if you understand you're not buying a static object with a fixed cost. You're entering a relationship with a very specific emotional arc, generous and free at the start, quietly expensive once the honeymoon ends, and dramatically cheaper if you let someone else go through the honeymoon first. That's the trick hiding in plain sight behind every BMW joke you've ever laughed at. The turn signal jokes, the sold it right before it needed a new water pump jokes, the M tax. None of it is really about the badge. It's about a very specific, very predictable financial rhythm that BMW itself clearly knows about, given that they just built an entire program in 2026 to try to fix it. So if you're chasing a BMW, the real question was never whether the brand is reliable in the abstract. It's whether you're the kind of buyer who reads the terms of the relationship before the free maintenance ends, or the kind who finds out the hard way at 11 at night with a search bar and a very specific kind of regret.